Okay, so today we are going to create a S3 bucket. So what is S3 bucket? First of all, basically S3 bucket is a service, actually a storage service where you can store a different types of files. Like for example, if you want to store a library file, let's say, usually we do not do that, but usually we create a repository the way we created in Nexus repository and all. But I'm just giving you an example. Let's say if you want to store a jar file, or if you want to store any txt or a png files, image files, so you will be using a storage service. So AWS provides you with the storage service called S3. Now do you see there S3 option, the second one? Yeah, click on that. Now in this S3 we can create a bucket. Now just click on just go up. So there is a button, create bucket. Correct. Now you can give any name to this bucket. Yes, you can give any name. So this is the bucket, S3 bucket. Just scroll down, and that's fine. Let's scroll down a bit more. So it's a public access bucket, no problem. Let's scroll down a bit. Now, yeah, we will talk about this bucket versioning afterwards, but let's scroll down. Let's first create the bucket. Correct. Let's scroll down a bit again, and then let's click on create bucket. Bucket name, container. Okay, so we cannot have the uppercase characters there. Just in that B also, yeah, too small. Just scroll down. Correct. So this is the bucket which we have created. Now inside this we can upload the files. So now can you go inside it? Correct. Now do you see the upload button there? Correct. Now you can browse any of the files from your system and you can upload them here. Just click on the add files button. Correct. And you can choose any file. Let's say you want to upload this, say any of the Docker file, let's say, for an example. No, you have to select a file and not folder. Correct. Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay. Correct. Now let's scroll down and upload. Correct. Now you can see those files uploaded on inside your bucket. Just scroll down. Correct. Now we can see the files, and these files are uploaded there. Okay. Can you just go up a bit and just click on close there? Button close, yes. Okay, now these are the files. Now go to the bucket again. Just click on that buckets. Yes, exactly. Just click, just select that bucket. Just come back to the previous page. Okay. Select the bucket, yeah. Okay. And just go to the do you see the settings button there? Correct. Click there. So here it is. So we have got the name of the bucket and all that. Okay, just click on cancel there. Just go inside the bucket. We will see few options there. Yes, just go there. So just go to the properties. Yeah, so here you can see the different properties of your bucket. Bucket versioning is currently disabled. Okay, now what I want you to do is, let's upload the same files again. Let's try to upload the same files again. Just go so that I can explain you about this versioning concept. There. Okay, just go back. Just select their upload and select the same file again. Let's say Ramya2 key PEM file. Let's select that. Correct. And open. Right, so it will override the previous one. If you have any old copy, let's click on upload. If you have any old copy which is there, and if you upload the same file again, so it will, it will basically override the old one. Now let's enable the versioning. I'll show you how to do that versioning thing. Let's close here. Let's click on close button there. Okay, now just a minute. Let's create a txt file. It would be very easy for us to understand the versioning concept. Can you just open a notepad, please? Just open the notepad, write something there, save it, and we will upload that file. Correct. Go to the text document. Give some name to it. Okay. Let's write something inside it. Let's say my name is Ramya, something like that. Okay, test one, fine. Save this and let's upload this file. And then we will understand the versioning concept there. Okay, let's upload this file. Correct. Let's scroll down, upload. Correct. Now you can see that file there, right? Can you just scroll down? Correct. Now let's let's do the change. Okay, let's do the change there in that file itself on your system. Let's add one more line into it. Correct. Save it and upload it again. Correct. Upload and add file. Correct. Open and upload. Okay, now let's click on that file link there. Yeah, let's click on that ramya1.txt. Just scroll down. Okay, so this is the object URL. Do you see the object URL? Just click there. Okay, so that's fine. So object URL is this. I'll tell you like how can we download this file, but not now. Just a minute. I just want to see few things there. Okay. Now let's download the file. Now we have uploaded the file, right? Now what if I want to download this file? So we can actions. Can you go to the actions? There, download. Okay, download. Yes. Now just check the contents. Now the previous one got updated, right? Because we had uploaded with the test one as a content, then we changed the content and uploaded it again. So it actually the first version got overwritten with the new one. But what if I want to keep the different versions of the same file? Like if I uploaded some file, then I did few changes and again uploaded. I do not want to override the old content with the new one. I want to keep the versions, the way we keep the versions of jar file, version 1.0, version 2.0, 3.0, like that. So if we want to keep this versioning, we can do that. Can you go to the properties? Properties. Correct. Just click on this edit button there, bucket versioning, and just click on enable. Correct. And save changes. Perfect. Now let's do the changes again into that file.
Yeah, okay.
Correct. Now let's add one more line. And let's upload this now. Save it and upload it. Okay, now just go to the bucket. Just click on that bucket. Upload, add file. Just select that file, open. Correct. Just scroll down and upload. Correct. Now just scroll down. Now just click on that, that file. Just go to the versions there. No, versions. You see the versions? Yeah. Yes. So we have got the versions now. So you can see the version ID. This one, if you download this, let's download this. Now open it. Now open any of the two. This is the latest one and this one is the old one, right?
Yeah.
So it keeps the versions now. If you enable the versioning, it will keep the versions. Otherwise it will not keep. If you disable the versioning, no, it will not keep the versions, different versions of the file.
Okay.
Right?
If you need, I can suspend it, right?
Yeah, you can suspend it.
Okay.
Now let's say if you have any pipeline which is actually creating some file and uploading it here, say on the bucket as a part of it, right? So now if you want to keep the different versions of that file, you can keep the versioning enabled, but then in that case it will get piled up, right? Like the first version, second version, if that particular pipeline is getting executed a number of times in a day, so you will see a lot of versions being created here, and which will eat a lot of resources here, right, of your bucket. So that you can, you have to free up the resources accordingly. Then can you go to the management there, management tab? Correct. Now I'll tell you like how we can clean it up. So just click on this create lifecycle rule. Correct. Just give some name. Correct. And just click on that apply to all objects in the bucket. No, there is a radio there. Yes. Just scroll down. I acknowledge. Just scroll down. So you can see here there are different actions. Move current version of object between storage classes. Move non-current version of the objects between storage classes. Expire current version of objects. Then there is a permanently delete non-concurrent versions of objects. Delete expired object. Or incomplete multi-part uploads. Okay, just scroll down. Just select the first one. Correct. Now just scroll down and I'll show you here, like here. Now you see the storage class transition, that drop down. Correct. So here you can basically the point here is that there is a concept of storage classes here. Okay, meaning what? If any of the file, any of the content of your that particular S3 bucket is you don't access it very frequently, say, okay, or if you don't access it at all for certain period of time, it means that you do not want it to be preserved now, right? So you can set up a cleanup policy. If you remember, we had set up a cleanup policy when we were doing the Nexus repository there, and I had talked about the cleanup policy there also, that you should have a cleanup policy that if you are not accessing a particular Docker image, for example, for around 30 days or so, then you want to clean that up. So that kind of stuff we can have here. Let's select the first one, standard 1A. See, once a month. So, and then, so what it is saying is that choose storage class transition, meaning this standard one. Just can you just open that drop down again? Yeah, so you can read here that the data which is accessed once in a month is like, you know, it would be put into this particular storage, right? So just select this, and when you want your data to be shifted to this particular storage, so let's say after creation 4 days, just put a 4 there. So after 4 days, it means if you don't access any particular data for a period of 4 days, then you want to shift that particular data to this particular storage class, right? So this particular storage class is the one which doesn't get accessed very frequently, right? Just scroll down and create rule. Yeah, you can add other rules also if you wish to. Okay, it's 30 days. Let's put it 30 days, because the 30 days is the minimum days it needs. Can you click on one more rule there, add transition? Yeah, just can you just scroll down there? No, in that drop down itself. Just a second. Okay. Long-lived archive data access. Okay. So, like if you see the one zone 1A, that option. So yeah, that the other option, recreatable infrequently accessed data once a month, stored in a single availability zone. Yeah, so this particular is where the data would be stored only on one zone, right? Because this is not a critical data for you and it doesn't get accessed very frequently. That is what it is saying. Then if you see the other option, Glacier instant retrieval. So this is the a data which is like if you wish to access it, it would be accessed within a less period of time, like access time would be quick enough. And the next is long-lived archive data accessed once a year. That is some kind of a zip or something which you just put as a part of the archival, which you do not access very frequently. Can you just scroll down a bit more? Yeah, and Glacier flexible retrieval, Glacier deep archive, long-lived archive data access less than once a year with retrieval of hours, 180 days minimum storage duration. So 180 days would be the minimum storage duration, right? So why they have given all these storage classes is because the billing of this S3 would depend upon what kind of storage you have your data in. Like for example, this Glacier flexible retrieval, this one, if you have your data in this particular storage class, then the billing which it will generate will not be that much. But if you keep your data in a storage wherein frequent, like the retrieval time is less for that particular storage, okay, and if you are using that particular storage more, then your billing for the S3 service would be more. So billing for the S3 service depends upon what kind of a storage class you have your data in. If you keep your data in a storage which is a data retrieval from which is very fast, that will charge you more. But if you keep your data in those storage classes where the data access is not that frequent, then it will charge you less. So you should keep the storage classes accordingly. There should be a very good reason for you to have a data in a storage which is more frequent access. Which needs a more frequent access, because your billing would be depending upon that. Okay, so if you know, let's say for example, you have zipped something and you are going to you have uploaded it here, and if you know that that is not something which you have just stored it as just as a backup, and that is not something which you need on daily basis. So if you are uploading that zip, then you should select the storage class as the last one, Glacier Deep Archive, because that is the zip you have kept it here just as a backup. That is not something you are intended to access on everyday basis. Are you getting my point? If there is something which is which you are keeping, which you would be accessing on daily basis, let's say for something, then that thing only you would be keeping it in the other storage classes like standard and intelligent tiering and all that. Getting my point? So that is how it is. That is what the storage classes are. Right, Rameshri? Are you there with me on this?
Yeah. So, I have a query. I just wanted to go to the other page. Before going there, should we create this?
Yeah, let's create.
So my doubt is, so we have 3 files over here, right? So let's say if I'm using this only once in a year, if I'm using the second one 6 months, once in a year, once in a month, and I will use the last one very, very frequently. So accordingly, I will have to place my files, right?
Storage
in that
classes. Yes.
specific storage class. Okay.
So if while creating a rule, let's go to the rule again. Let's go to the management again. Management tab.
Yeah.
No, there is the management tab. Yes. Now let's create one more rule. I'll tell you like how can we create a per object rule also. Create lifecycle rule. Correct. Give some name. Right. Now here you can write a prefix here. Let's say txt files or something. Star.txt. Let's make it star.txt. Star.txt. Correct. So the rule which we are now creating here, that would be applied to all txt files. So that's fine. Now here, right. So lifecycle rule again. So what this is like, move current version of object between storage classes. So here you are, let's say, if like automatically also it can be moved. Let's understand this. You do not need, let's say initially you thought that a particular file you need every day. Let's say initially that is what your thought is, but afterwards it turns out to be that you need this particular file only in a month or maybe only in a year. So automatic transition would be done from one class to another. Now here you can mention here choose storage class transition, just go there, right? And just let's select this one, the last one, glacier or glacier deep archive. Yes, so if a particular file is not accessed for around 180 days or so, it would be transferred to this storage class automatically. Are you getting my point? What I'm saying?
It's given that long-lived archive data accessed less than once in a year, right?
Yes. But here the retrieval would, let's try and understand the storage class, the motivation behind the storage classes. Like these storage classes provides you with different performance of retrieval of the data. Like if you keep something in the standard class, it would be retrieved very fast. And if something which you are needing on a daily basis, you definitely want it to be retrieved fast, right? If you are going to access it once in a while, that is not something you need on daily basis. So even if the retrieval speed of that is slow, that is still manageable for you, right? So these storage classes are created based on the retrieval time it takes when you try to retrieve a data stored in there. Are you getting my point, what I'm saying? So when you upload an object and if you create a rule there, your rule says that if you don't access this particular data for 30 days, say for example, you want it to be transferred to some other storage class, right? So automatically it would be transferred to that particular storage class if that rule, whatever you have created, satisfies. Right? That
So only if the rule is there, it will be transferred to that particular
exactly.
place.
And then it will unnecessarily create your bin, right? It would be kept on in the default storage class if you don't have a rule, and the default storage class has a good retrieval speed, and then it will also generate, or it will also charge you a lot as compared to these storage classes, right? So if there is a file which is lying there which you don't use at all or use once in a while or something, then it's a good practice to create a rule that if a particular file you don't access for 30 days, more than 30 days, shift it to some different storage class. Getting my point?
Yeah.
So that this is the main purpose of this life cycle rules.
Pranata, like, what is the meaning of here? They are telling that long-lived archive data accessed once a quarter with instant retrieval in milliseconds, 90 days minimum storage duration. So I not get this point exactly. So
90
retrieval
days.
is in milliseconds, but
Correct. No, what they are saying is 90 days minimum storage, meaning this particular data would be stored in this class for a maximum 90 days.
okay.
Right? For 90 days it would be stored once you access it. Okay. From there, next 90 days it would be stored in this class. If you don't access it within those 90 days, again it would be shifted to some different class, is what they are saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is again going to charge you more, because the retrieval, if you see, it's again it is going to give you the data quickly enough, like the retrieval speed would be good enough here, few milliseconds retrieval speed would be, right?
Yeah. So let's say for 90 days I have put a file called ramya.txt here.
Just you can select it. No, let's select this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, first of all, when you want your ramya.txt to move to this particular storage, is what you have to configure here in the days after object creation. So by default your storage, by default your file would be in the default storage. Now when you want to move that particular file to this particular storage of Glacier instant retrieval. So that you need to specify. Let's say you have specified 4 days. Let's specify 4 days there. Correct. Now let's create a rule. Let's scroll down and create a rule. Okay. So now what will happen first is after 4 days, okay, this object would be shifted to that particular storage class. Now what is that storage class is? Now that particular storage class will give you if you try to download this particular file, it will give you the allow you to download it within a particular milliseconds, right? So, and how many days you can keep it there? For maximum 90 days. If you access it again, if you don't access it within those 90 days again, it will shift it to some different storage class, but it will not kept here, is what it is saying.
Okay.
Because see, it is quite obvious, like if you are keeping it there and if you are not accessing it frequent enough, then why to keep it there and increase your bill, right?
So initially it will be kept in normal storage class. If I'm not accessing it, then it will go to that. If I'm not accessing it for some number of days, like let's say as of now I created this rule too for 4 days, right?
4 days. So after 4 days it would be shifted to this storage class first.
Yeah, and it will stay here for 90 days. Like it will stay here for 90 days. So in those 90 days, if I wanted to retrieve the data, it will just take some milliseconds according to the rule. And in case if I don't access it for 90 days, then
it will let's say to a different storage class.
Yeah, but as of now, I'm not having any other storage options, right? So where will it store?
Okay, so can you just go there in that rule? Yeah, you don't need to have your storage classes. AWS has its own storage classes. So if you don't access it for a particular 90 days of time, then it would be shifted to some different storage class where the retrieval will not be that much quick enough. Let's say the other one, like can you open those storage classes once again?
Sure.
The drop down. I just want to see that drop down once. Edit. Can you just click on the edit? No, there is an edit button. We can see there. Just scroll down. Correct. Just scroll down and open this. Yes, open this. Correct. Now, if you scroll down, just scroll down here in this drop down.
Yeah.
Correct. So after 90 days, it would be shifted to the next one. The first one, no, the one which is above. No, not that one. I am talking about after the instant retrieval. After instant retrieval, you have the yes. So this one, Glacier flexible retrieval, it would be transferred to. And if you don't access it, once it is transferred there, if you don't access it for 90 days again, it would be transferred to the Glacier deep archive then. Automatically. Yeah, that is how it is, and this is very important to keep our bills minimum.
Okay. And what about the second option, intelligent tiering? No minimum storage.
So if you don't know the access patterns, like some files we already know that this file I am going to need it every day. For few files I already know that this is not something which I will be requiring very frequently, once in a quarter, say. So those access patterns we know for some files, right? But few files we don't need, we don't know the access patterns at all, like whether they would be required frequently or they would be required once in a year or once in a while or something. Right, so for those we can select that pattern. Rameshri, you there? Rameshri, you are not audible.